I'm using the Rimmel London primer, mattifying primer, because my skin is kind of oily, so I'm using it to prep my skin. Then I apply foundation. The foundation that I'm applying today is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation. So before you apply your foundation, you want to make sure that you test to see if the shade is your shade. The best way to do that is you take some of the foundation and you put it on your skin and you rub it like this. So you really want it to pretty much disappear into the skin like this. You see, that is how you know if a shade is your shade. To apply foundation, you can either use a brush or you can use a beauty blender. I like to use both, but I find that I tend to get more coverage when I use a beauty blender, so I'm going to use a beauty blender today. So before you apply your foundation, you really want to cover up any blemishes that you might have on your face. So I'm using my concealer, the NARS concealer in the shade Cafe. So I'm just going to use it to cover some blemishes, especially here on my nose. I have a dark mark on my nose. Then I'm also going to cover some dark marks under my eyes. So I just put the foundation on there. And then I take it and I put it on my face towards the center, so that when I'm blending out. And then I take the beauty blender and I start dabbing the foundation onto my face like that. Before I continue, I like to set my foundation, and I'm using a translucent powder, the Laura Mercier translucent powder in the shade Medium Dip, and a fluffy brush from Morphe. So I'm just going to dab it into the powder, shake it off, and then I'll just press the powder into the skin like this. This is to make sure that I do not sweat. The only place that I'm not going to apply the powder at this point is the under eye area, because I'm still going to apply concealer, so I don't want it to be cakey. So I'm going to apply the powder everywhere but the under eye area. Okay, next up I'm going to do concealer, and the concealer that I am using is the LA Girl concealer in the shade Fawn. I like this concealer for highlighting because it's very pigmented, it's very thick. I've been using it for a while, and I think I'm going to continue using it for a while too. So yeah, I'm going to apply it on the bridge of my nose like that, part of my forehead, and that's it. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender again and blend the concealer out. When it comes to setting the under eye area, some people prefer to bake, but I prefer to use a brush to just set it instead of baking it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush, dab it in there, shake it off, and then use it to just set the under eye area. So I'm pretty much pressing the powder in like this. Okay, to contour, I'm using this contour brush from Artist. It's called Artist. I got it from Walmart, and I'm also using the Black Radiance Deep Contour Palette. So I'm going to dip the brush into this, and then I'm going to use it to sculpt my nose like this. And then I'm using the same brush to just blend it out. So the point of contouring the nose is just to give the illusion of a slimmer nose. If your nose is slim, quite frankly, there's no need for you to do any nose contouring. And then I'm using a Morphe blending brush to just blend the cheekbones and the forehead. Okay, I also like to use a bronzer, and I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer. And I like to apply a bit on my eyelid. So I'm going to use this orange blush from Jackie Mugito, and I'm also using the Laura Mercier Rosé blush. So I like to mix these two blushes. So what I do is I sweep in this and I dip it in there, and then I just press it on the skin like that. Okay, so to highlight, I'm using the Fenty Beauty highlighting powder, the Ginger Binge, and I'm also going to use the Artist brush to do the highlighting. So I just take the brush and I just sweep it through like this, and then I just press it on the highest point on my face. Remember, the key is not to overdo it. You're not trying to overdo anything. You just want to make it look as natural as possible. And then again, I do the same on the other side. So I'm sort of pressing it into the skin like this. And then I do the same on the tip of my nose right there, because we just want a bit of shine right there on the nose. And maybe here as well. You don't have to do all of this, but I'm a bit extra. Okay, so now that all of that is done, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. To do my eyebrows, I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, this one. And I'm also using the Morphe brush, this one right here. So I'm gonna start by brushing my eyebrows upwards like this. I feel like it makes them look more natural if I brush them first, and also I feel like they look more natural when I do the eyebrows after I've done the rest of my face, because everything is just going to be blending. So I'm opening the pencil, and the tip is thin. The tip is very thin, as you can see. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to draw a line underneath like that. On this side, I like to do my brows simultaneously, so I'm going to be doing this one, and I'm also going to be doing this one. Like that. And then I'm going to do the top part as well. So I'm pretty much just following the natural shape of my brow. And then I take the same, and then I start drawing strokes like this to fill in some gaps in the brow. I do the same to the other brow. And then I'm going to take the same brush I used earlier, and I'm going to blend like this. Okay, and then I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, and I'm just going to apply it to set the brow, just to make sure that I maintain the shape that I've created. And then I take concealer. I'm using the NARS concealer in the shade Cafe. As you can see, it's very close to my own natural skin tone. I don't like it to look too crazy, so that's why I like to use a concealer that is close to my skin tone. So I put the concealer on my hand, and then I take a brush, dip it into the concealer, and I just draw a line to just clean the brow. And then I take a blending brush. The one that I'm using is a Morphe brush. So I'm just going to use it to blend the concealer. You can see the brow looks so defined. It looks good, right? I'll take more of the concealer and apply it on my eyelid, prepping for my eyeshadow. Then I use the blending brush to just press it in like this. Then I take a setting brush and apply some translucent powder to just set that concealer so that it stays in place. And then I'm applying eyeshadow. The eyeshadow that I'm using is the Huda Beauty Chocolate Brown Obsessions eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to start with this rust brown color, and I'm just going to be pressing it into the eyelid like this. Then I'm using a blending brush to just blend the corners, blending it upwards like that. I'm going to do the same on the other eye too. And then I'm using another brush to apply the brown, this dark brown right here, on the corners of my eye. So remember, this look is mostly for daytime, but if you want like a bolder nighttime look, you can use a darker shade, like a darker brown or a black even. So I'm just gonna apply it like this, tapping it in like that, because you want the color to stick to the eye. Then I take the blending brush again, and then I just blend it so that it mixes with the other color that I applied previously. See, it's very simple. And then I'm going to apply a bit of glitter. So for the glitter today, I'm using this color right here. So what I like to do with the glitter is I like to apply with the finger. So I put it on my finger and then I just press it in right in the middle, just to bring a bit of highlight to the eyelid. And then I like to take a smaller brush and take the same glitter and apply it a little bit towards the corner of the eye. Don't be afraid if you make mistakes. You just take your brush and fix whatever needs to be fixed. I mean, makeup will happen when you're putting on, mistakes will happen when you're putting on makeup. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect all the time. So depending on your situation, you might not want to apply, any black liner, but I like to line my bottom lash line with a black pencil or deep brown pencil. Today I'm using the Revlon Color Stay eyeliner. And then I'm going to apply the deep brown. I'm also going to apply it on the bottom lash line, just for a bit of color. And it also just softens the bottom part. So before I apply my mascara, I'm going to use the Tarte eyelash primer. And then for mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Mega Plush mascara, this one. Maybelline has some of the best mascaras and I just love them. And then I'm going to apply a bit on the bottom lash line. Or rather, we're almost done. Last but not least, I'm going to do the lips. For the lips, I'm using the Sephora lip pencil. I don't remember what color. It's the color 17 Molasses, which is a deep chocolate brown. I'm just going to use it to line my lips like this. And then I'm using the Rare Beauty Lip Souffle in the shade Fearless. And then for gloss, I'm using this lip gloss that I got from Forever 21. And that's it. I'm done. The last and final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a setting spray. I apply setting spray to soften the look and also to make sure that it lasts. And I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I'm just going to spray it. And that is me done, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, so this is how you pretty much do your everyday makeup for beginners. If you are a beginner, this is a great way to start. You can always do your makeup like this. And this is an easy everyday makeup look. It's not going to take you a long time. I think it took me less than 30 minutes, I think, to complete this whole look. So yeah, if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. But otherwise, from me for now, it's bye.